So the Eats a 3-2 win today. A bit of a nervy finish though.
Yeah, you when you put everything into the mixing pot, going 2-0 up, really good start on the front foot, which is what I asked them to do, and then we can see 2 sloppy goals, get pegged back to 2-2. It's quite easy to go under, especially when there's a few results previous to us. We've not been able to see games out or been ahead in games, but they've turned the corner, I think, and you've seen that on the pitch. Going down to 10 men. It looked like a penalty to me, but obviously it's a referee's decision and books in for diving. Again, can go under, but they don't. They stay and fight. So massive credit to all the staff today, all the players, everybody put a shift in. And it's one of them games where sometimes you look back on and go scratching your head, going, what a first 45 minutes. But pleasing thing is they've got a result, and that's the most important thing. And they're showing that they're together. They're showing that they've got fight, determination, which is what I've asked of them, especially since last week where we said that we've got to start grinding now, and you've got to grind results out. And everything, like I said, that probably could have gone wrong today. We've had a centre back go off injured. We've had a left back go off injured. We've had a man sent off, and they still get the job done. It shows the character of the team and the staff today.
Yeah, like you say, 2 injuries that we didn't really need in defence, but the lads that came on to make the debut, they look like they've been in the building a lot longer than a week.
Yeah, they did really well. Again, that gives. There's something, when you look at the bench now, we've got players to come on and impact games, and last week we wouldn't have had them 2 players. I thought they did excellently. Seth came on, did excellently well, and Fidel at left back. So Mink shuffled into the middle. Was playing really, really direct, trying to put us under pressure, and it was about defending the long balls into the box, which is what I expect them to do. And they've done that again, especially second half. I said, look, you're always capable of scoring goals. It's nice to get 3 on the score sheet. Obviously Dylan's took his goals very, very well, and Harvey as well. So our front lads are scoring now, which is good. But at the same time, can we be a little bit more defensively robust, and can we put teams to the sword when we are 2-0 up? Can we go 3-0 up, 4-0 up? I know it doesn't always work like that, but I felt today was a good opportunity to do that, especially scoring 2 early goals. But the lads that came into the team probably called upon sooner than they probably were expected, but both came on, did a shift and did well, and I think you'll see them going forward, obviously go from strength to strength within our team.
Yeah, and they're obviously missing Sam Essien midfield as well today.
Yeah.
Tyler Wilde looked like a different man in midfield.
Yeah, Tyler's played a lot in midfield. He was Mansfield's under-21 captain. That's the beauty of him. He can play 3 or 4 positions if that's required to, and I thought he did very well alongside Matty. We played a little bit more balanced today with 2 down instead of the 2 forward. So, again, he deserves credit coming into the team. Not played many minutes, and when called upon, he was ready to do his job for the team, and that's ultimately what we've got in there now. We've got a together group, and I think you mentioned Sam Essien, the big miss for us in midfield, his energy, his tenaciousness. He's a good football player. He's a leader. He leads by example, and so you forget about that as well. So all things considered, I'm over the moon with the result and the players, the attitude and application, and the staff again today. I can't thank them enough. And obviously I heard the fans, especially at the end of the game, it means something. It means something to win. We feel it just as they do, and they was behind us today, which is fantastic. And hopefully we continue winning games of football. But I think on balance, I don't want to have another game like that. We're being 2-0 up comfortable. We've got to be a little bit more resolute. There's always stuff to work on. I'm always like that. My mind's always working overtime. So I'll work hard to try and get that better. But again, I can't fault the lads and the staff today. There was a credit to the football club.
Yeah, and 2 back-to-back wins now in the league, but a little break as we go into the FA Trophy.
Yeah, it's always nice to play in a cup competition. Obviously, we'll assess the injured players and see where we're at. There's obviously some tired legs coming off because, excuse me, we've had to do a lot of the game with 10 men. So you're putting in added work that you probably don't need to do if you've got 11 on the pitch. But we'll assess the players, and obviously looking forward to the FA Trophy. But it's nice to get a couple of wins back to back. I think that's the word I've always used from the start of the season was consistency. Especially from the first game, there was a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, and it's nice to win 2 games back to back. It breeds confidence in the dressing room. You can see the players are together, and like I said, last week we've got a 30-game season in the league. We've got to go and try and win every game that we can now, and you have to do it by hook or crook. But pleasing, we've obviously scored 5 goals in 2 games, but we've also conceded 3. So we want to get that area of the pitch a little bit strengthened, and that comes from all over, from the front to the back, and the discipline and the shape. And the decision making that we've got to make. We forget how young some of these players are. The 2 lads that came onto the pitch at 19 and 20 again, we haven't got an experienced side, but I'll back them. I like the philosophy that I want to go with. I want us to be athletic. I want us to be demanding in terms of in possession and out of possession with their running. So yeah, looking forward to the cup game next week. Obviously a little bit of an unknown. We don't really know too much about them, but we'll obviously do our homework. But we know it's going to be a tough game away from home, but coming off the back of 2 good results, breeds a bit of confidence going into that.
Thanks for your time, Deeks.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.